Was a boy who dreamt of the stars, of the lands beyond his mind. This is the song of his dreams, the lost hymn of adventure. Good night, little Nemo.
Let's go. Sleepy time. Sleepy time. Let's go. Sleepy time. Let's go. Sleepy time. Let's go. Sleepy time. Let's go. Sleepy time.
Oh shoot, I knew I was getting something wrong. Hey, VGA Fanatic. I'm doing okay. I'm doing a bit better than I have been, all things considered, but I'm mainly better because of the reassurance everyone's been giving me. So it's very comforting, and I appreciate it greatly. I'll talk about goings on the moment more folks come in, but I'll just say right now I'm still kind of stressed out a little bit, but I'm less stressed than I was a couple days ago and yesterday. Hey, Johnny. I'm okay. As I said, I'll probably discuss as time passes. Misty's okay. She's being taken care of at the clinic. I wish she was at home, but it's better that she's at the clinic right now. How's everybody else doing here? I'm afraid that... I don't know why. Is Picardo undergoing some maintenance right now? Because I can't seem to... I authorized the app again, but it seems... Oh, Jacques Draws, thank you so much. Thank you so much for following. But yeah, Picardo, I guess it's undergoing some issues. I tried to authorize the app again. Explain why I was having troubles watching on Picardo. Maybe. I'm just guessing because it wouldn't let me authorize the app on Restream, so it sucks. I can't view the chat from Picardo, even though I know a lot of people prefer it. Something I kind of screwed up. Hello, the Mining Boy Alpha official. Been trying to work on Maya software, but it's been a bugger. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. So if you haven't heard, if you haven't been following my Twitter, Misty's in the vet hospital right now. Why? She broke her arm. I don't know how it happened. I don't know. All I know is that I don't think it could have been avoided. The only way I feel like it could have been avoided is if I maybe probably didn't freak him out, which kind of is why I feel bad in the first place about it. They were in my bathroom. Misty has this bad habit where she chews on the carpet. And I was about to take my nap on Thursday. And it was like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something. I just wanted to take a nap. I felt so exhausted. And then I heard her biting on the carpet, and I got up, and I yelled out, "Misty!" And I don't know if it was the accumulation of them both being in the bathroom at the same time, or the fact that I yelled really startled them, but I don't know what happened. It happened so fast. It was like Misty ran into it was like a cabinet of toiletries on the side, and they both bolted out, crashed into that. And I think either in the process, the large shampoo bottle that was on top of it might have fell on her. I just remember a big crash. All of that shit fell on the bathroom floor. They bolted out of the bathroom, and Misty must have hit the wall, or she must have I don't know what happened. She must have hit something on the way outside of the bathroom, because I looked at the mess in the bathroom and I was like, I can't. But then I heard her whimpering, and I was looking for her. I didn't know where she was, so I was looking around in the entire house, and I was just calling out to her and seeing where she was. Apparently they were hiding underneath the bed. And then I was looking at Misty, and I noticed she was limping. And she was holding up her right paw, and she was limping around, and then she was like underneath the bed, and she was just holding up her paw, and I was like, uh-oh, and I got really freaked out, and I freaked out. I brought her up, she whimpered a little bit, and I tried to, I touched her paw, and she didn't bite, she wasn't like upset, she just didn't want to deal with it, she wanted to hide. But what I did was I called the vet, and I told him, and I was freaking out, I was like crying, this was something I just felt really bad about, and felt like, oh no, my cat's hurt, I need to do something. Thankfully, it was in the middle of the day, because if it was in the weekend, fuck, I wouldn't know what to do. There's not really, I mean, the only emergency hospital, the pet hospital that I know of is like 15 miles away, and so I just took her to the vet, and they had her there, and the vet called me, or the doctor called me about a couple hours later and said, like, I'm a little concerned. She may have broken her arm, because it doesn't look sprained, so they just wanted to, ask me if I would accept the x-ray, and I said, listen, I don't care, I just want to make sure she's okay, please tell me to do the x-ray, and then call me, call back in an hour. Calls back, I'm like freaking out, I'm expecting the worst, I called my mom, I talked to a bunch of my friends, everyone's reassuring me, everyone thought it was a sprain, turns out it wasn't, she has a fracture. So she basically fractured her arm, and it just felt so terrible, and I was like, oh no. And then they told me, it's like, we have to call to see when a surgeon will be available, and surgeon's availability would be Wednesday this coming week, and I was like, I really just want the best for her, because the only other option that they could give me was basically to have her in a cast for about a couple months, and I'm like, I'm starting a job on Monday. I don't think I'll be able to retain my attention on her 24/7, because they said, you want to keep her at your place, but she's going to have to be in a confined spot. She can't jump. She can't, anything to not aggravate her arm. And I said, you know what, I think it would be best if she was at the hospital, where she's well taken care of, and I went over to give her her favorite food to help with familiarity and everything. She seems okay. She's a strong little shark. I went to visit her a couple times yesterday. I couldn't visit her this weekend. I might see her again on Monday, but I start my job on Monday, and there's a lot of things that I have to kind of pay attention to because I'm a director now. So I might take a break in between just to go see her on Monday and Tuesday, because Wednesdays are surgery, and what they're going to be doing is they're going to put a plate, and it's going to be a permanent plate. And the only thing that really concerns me is that she's 10 months old. If she's still growing, is that going to cause any problems later on in her life? because if she's still growing, her bones are obviously still going to grow, correct? I mean, nobody else really seems to be that concerned about it. So that kind of reassures me. The vet has to get back to me. I still have to see the x-rays because everything is being done, you know, like, how would you call this? Not work from home. Remotely. Everything has to be done remotely. So it's like, I've just been going back and forth with phone calls with the vet. They assured me things are going to be okay. This is actually, the surgery is to help her heal faster. And she'll have a better time. She's still going to have to be, you know, taken care of and made sure that she doesn't jump around or cause any issues. So I am thinking about getting, like, some beds to kind of have her lower and, you know, just try to keep her from jumping around on stuff. That's going to be difficult because she's very young and sweet and likes to venture to places. So, yeah, that's happening. And needless to say, this is going to cost me. I've already had to pay for it, you know. So the bill ended up being, like, rounded out about $6,000. That's the payment that I had to make. They didn't really say that there's going to be any more payments because I don't really know if there's going to be any more other complications to the... we're not expecting any complications of the surgery, but, you know, it's just in case. And they're going to give me an itemized receipt, you know, later on once things are taken care of. But for the most part, it's a lot to bear, and I have a GoFundMe. If you guys want to go check it out, it's on my Twitter. I have it pinned there. If you want to help out, please feel free. It's under no obligation, but I've had so many very nice, generous folks. People, I'm keeping on a list. Anyone who donated over $100, I'm keeping them on a list and want to keep in contact because I want to give something in return for that generosity. Some people have been very, very nice, and they've said, like, you know, they don't want anything in return, which is nice, but I still want to keep them in mind in case, you know, in case they change their mind or something. I want to be, you know, I want to make sure that people's generosity is not taken for granted. You know what I mean? I feel bad enough making a GoFundMe in the first place, because if I didn't feel I needed it, especially now, speaking of, I need to call my tax guy, because I have not heard back from them. Okay, so give me a second, I will be right back. That was another thing that I kind of had to remind myself of. I have taxes that I have to get taken care of. I have to get my central air replaced. My 20-year-old HVAC in my attic, which I had a quote for last week, is going to cost me about over $10,000, which I had saved up, thankfully. But given Misty's accident, I needed help. So that's the reason why I have the GoFundMe. I'm so thankful for the generosity. I don't, I'm so thankful for everyone who's helped out. Seriously, I can't be, you know, I'm honestly speechless to the amount of generosity that I've experienced these past couple days. And Misty thanks you as well, and so does Mooney, even though she doesn't really show it that much. But give me a second, I'm gonna come back. I need to make this phone call. Forgive me. Here, Alright, well, it's already after hours. I'm too late. No, what's this? Oh my god. I really hate Instagram. I don't know why I keep getting messages from random people, even though I have it only for people who are following, or I'm following, I think. I can't remember. Either way, it's... God, man, Instagram's a mess. I got these weird messages from folks that seem really sketchy. Like, we would like to help you with your GoFundMe that you've posted about. We are a happy family that would like to help you out. And that just seems really sketch, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm not up for that. If they legitimately want to help, I think there are better ways to go about it. So, anyway. Yeah, I'm probably not going to hear about my taxes until next week. Hopefully. I mean, it's been a while. I keep going back and forth with these folks and trying to get this situated. And I know things are really tough, but... Man, I would feel so much better if I know what I have to pay for my taxes. After what happened with Misty and the fact that I have to pay for a new HVAC system, to know what I need to pay is better than nothing. And I also got like a weird ass message the other day about, you know, my message about anti-Asian hate. It's like, why are you arguing with me about this? What do you gain? Hello, Mega Santos. Hello, what, Jovato... I'm still probably gonna screw up your name. Jovatanova. Anyway, hey how, hello, Kino Jagger. Hi Little Ocean, hi Mr. Megatronic. Hi Flaky. Just call me KJ. I'm sure I'll remember that every time it happens. This is super sketchy. Yeah, it is. I like sketchy stuff. So I hope everyone's doing okay. I was talking earlier about what happened with Misty and the GoFundMe. And again, I'm overwhelmed with the amount of support and help. And to anyone, I mean, there are honestly much more needier causes right now. And I didn't expect to get so much support over Misty's accident. But you know, I'm glad people love Misty as much as I love her, because I just want her to be safe and happy again. I still feel bad. I want her to be okay. You know, I'm really worried about her, and I hope this doesn't make any more complications on her. You know? And I want to make sure that she'll grow up, because she already has like a crooked tail. I don't want her to have a crooked arm. Okay, yeah, I mentioned like the other option was to keep her in a cast for a couple months, and the problem with that is it's not guaranteed to heal straight, and it might bend her arm. So I just want, you know. Anyway, I appreciate your donations if you had, and you know, thank you. And again, you know, I want to show my appreciation to those who have donated greatly. I would open up commissions otherwise, but I need to finish this work. I'm kind of rushing this right now. But again, like, I'm drawing at my own pace. I'm doing the same as I did last time. But I start my new job, and that's gonna keep me busy. That was another reason why I couldn't have her at home, because I'm gonna have to focus on work. Unfortunately, I start a new job, and it needs my attention. Because I have a lot of duties to perform. Being a director is like a big responsibility now, so, and I want to make sure that my board artists don't get thrown under the bus over something like this. I want to make sure that things work out okay. Well, that was the nice thing about the fact there was like a lot of people who just donated to donate, and I honestly just feel bad getting that much money at once from a single person, because look, give her, given her the situation of the world right now, I am much better. I'm more well off than most folks, and I don't want to tell anyone, who deserves something more, because really, when it comes down to it, if someone can help someone out, do it. I will be more. I've honestly donated a lot myself to a lot of causes these past couple months, and it really, I just want to help those in need, and I honestly kind of feel like I don't deserve the kind of generosity that I get, and that's just kind of like, I guess that's like a personal issue, but I'm honestly really thankful that I have so many wonderful friends and people who are willing to go to bat for me, because I would do the same for them. And honestly, it just means a whole hell of a lot to me to just experience that when I'm in trouble, and to know that there's people that are looking out for me, and I really appreciate that. I really do. Don't worry, Hal. I'll tell folks eventually what I'm starting on next week. I'm very excited about it. I'm nervous and excited. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope folks enjoy it, because it's something that I was honestly looking forward to for a long time. I mean, I knew about this, like 2 years ago, and I was constantly kind of harping about, like, hey, listen, if this happens, I want to be a part of it. And even if I'm not in a supervising position, I want to at least do boards, but I definitely want to be in a supervising position. And sure enough, I mean, they liked my work enough to trust me that I am going to do a great job directing. So I'm pleased with that, and I'm very happy to know that I've worked with so many people who trust in my work. Again, JV, don't worry about it. Don't feel obligated to donate, because I sincerely don't expect people to just, like, bend over backwards at the drop of a hat. I mean, I can't donate to every cause that I come across. I certainly want to help, but honestly, I think the best thing anyone could do is just spread the word and let other people know that someone is in need, because maybe there's someone out there who does want to support a cause, or has the means to support a cause, because they want to see, they want to help out. That's why that those Instagram messages really kind of weirded me out, because it's like, if you really want to help, you could donate instead of like giving me a message and trying to get me to, I don't know, maybe show off my credit card number to you or something. Because it seems that kind of stuff bothers me. And what bothers me even more about it is, like, there are people who legitimately need a lot of help, like medical expenses and deaths in the family. And then you get something like this, and people who don't know better will be like, "Oh, thank you for the help," and then they lose their money. It's like, wow. What a douchebag. What kind of scummy people would want to do that? That just to me is severely awful, and I feel terrible that kind of stuff happens. It's kind of like, do you guys know about Kit Boga? Kit Boga is a streamer that I found out about through Vinny. He basically scams scammers. What he does is he basically calls up these people who call poor old folks, and it's those calls of like, "Oh, you've been overdrawn for some money," or you paid too much for this thing, and we would like to refund you. And then they go through this whole spiel, and if they bite, if like the people take the bait, they basically run these poor old people out of thousands of dollars. And there's nothing that anyone can do about it, because they're from another country, and, I guess there's no laws that prohibit this sort of behavior. They're still around, and they don't care. They don't care what they're doing. They just want to get money. So it's awful, but it's honestly hilarious that Kit Boga basically has made a living off of these assholes. Just basically pretending to be an old lady and wasting the time of these scammers. They go on for hours, by the way, because the whole point of the experiment is to basically waste their time. They lose money. They lose money doing this. And, I think it's hilarious. I hate that it is a thing that we can't do anything about. But at the same time, Kit Boga is doing like a civil service. So I got scammed out of money. Can I tell you guys a story? I'm going to tell you a story. And welcome to Andrew's world of what should I call this? Overly trusting personality. I was 18. I had a car. I got a car that I got from my neighbors that I paid off with the money that I earned during my summer job at Knott's Berry Farm. So before my senior year, I basically took a summer job, and it was like a $2,000 car. It was not a big deal. It was like a Toyota Corolla. It was my first car. It was from my neighbors. I trusted them. It was a car that lasted me for a decade. So I loved this car. It was great. Anyway, I don't not that it really matters anymore. But that's not even part of the story. I was basically, in my senior year, I drove to school. I was very privileged to be able to do that. I was a student that actually, had a car, and I was a lot of the times the chauffeur or the person who could help other students travel. So, there were other students too, but anyway, so one weekend, a bunch of us, we were together, and I think what were we doing? We were at a print shop, and I wasn't the only person who had the car at the time. I was basically traveling with one other student, and there were 3 other students that were in another car. Anyway, I guess we were printing for something, and I cannot for the life of me remember what we were doing. Anyway, it was on the weekend. We were doing an assignment. There was a Burger King across the street, and that's where we had our lunch. We went into the ball pit for a lark. This is how weird we were. We're art students, and we just kind of we just had to go at the ball pit for lunch. But when we left, after a while, I realized something. I lost my cell phone. So I was freaking out. My mom, who is usually the boss of the household. Thank you, Optiv Link. I really appreciate that. Hello, Original Good Boy, by the way. So anyway, moving on. Let me tell you another bit to the story. My mom was in Colorado with my sister at the time, because she was helping out with something. So it was just me and my dad that weekend. However, I lost my cell phone. Cell phone was my responsibility. I got a cell phone at the time because we had a family plan, and my parents entrusted me with this thing. I freaked out. I was like, oh no, I lost the cell phone. My parents are going to kill me. I didn't have any kind of... All I knew is if I lose this phone, it's going to cost my parents. And I didn't want to do that. So, holy shit, please help me find my cell phone. My friends, we basically turned Burger King upside down. And we looked in the ball pit. We looked where we were sitting. We were like, okay, so I was freaking out. I was outside, I was crying, my friend was trying to console me. There was a guy outside who was on the payphone or something. And this guy, okay, first off, I didn't think the guy who was trying to help us was sketchy. This guy came over, he basically talked to us. So what happened? Hey, dude, are you okay? What, you lost your cell phone? Oh my gosh. Do you know what service you were at? You know what your service was? Verizon? Oh, holy crap. Listen, I have a friend who works at Verizon. Now, here's the thing. Sweet, naive, 18-year-old me. I should have known better. But I'm still a naive kid. I'm talking to this guy, And he's talking to me aside from my friends. My friends had to finish the assignment. They were like, dude, I'm really sorry. We got to finish this up. The print place is going to close up pretty soon. So, if you find it, let us know. We did everything we could. But I'm with this guy now. And he's like telling me, he's like, hey, I know this guy at Verizon. I have a friend there. We can... I think the first thing you have to do is make sure that you cancel your service for your phone. Or we can switch it over or something, and then I can get you a new phone. I don't know why I trusted this guy. Something about him must have felt really trustworthy. He probably saw that I was really trustworthy and took advantage of that. I'm suddenly driving this guy to a Verizon place. And we don't really go inside the Verizon place. We're like outside the building. And so he's making a phone call, and he said like, hey dude, okay, so hey, look, I have a friend here who lost his phone. He's really worried about this, and do you know his account and his number and everything? And then I'm talking to the guy, and I'm telling him my phone number, what it is. I don't really have all the information. So either way, I was scammed into believing that this guy stopped the service so no one would, use the phone to make long distance calls or anything, All right, look, I'm not done yet. I know listen, I know now the guy was shitting on me, but you have to understand, at the time, I was so distraught, and I have this thing about trust. And the unfortunate thing is, listen, I know now I can't trust everyone. And I knew then that I can't trust everyone. And I was young, naive, and trusting. I thought this guy was out to help me because he seemed very nice. He seemed very concerned. So then he started to ask me for money. I don't know how this happened, but I was basically driving this guy around. So I figure at that point, looking back on it, he had my phone. And he wasn't telling me he had my phone. Or he didn't. He was just trying to find an opportunity to grift me out of money. You know what I mean? So he's telling me, oh my god, my wife is blah blah blah. I can't remember all the details. I just remember he said something about his wife. He needed money. Could I borrow this amount of money? It was like, there were moments where it's just like, oh, I'm going to need $30 for this in order to change, your phone service or whatever. And then that turned into, hey, do you have $100 so I can get the taxi from one place? Or could you drive me to this place and then, go to a 7-Eleven? Hey, I'm really sorry, but do you have like $300 more? And I can pay you back. Here's my number that you can call. And, I'll pay you back when I'm done with whatever. So, either way, listen, again, I know it was stupid. I know that it was really, really bad. And I know I was really, really gullible. And I know it was really, really stupid to leave my friends. And the last thing they did was see me. The last thing that day was they saw me leave the parking lot with this stranger in my car to do something. I mean, they could have said something too, but at any rate, it happened. So eventually, what happened was that when I came home, I had to tell my dad, listen, I'm sorry, I lost the phone. We have to call mom and tell her what happened. And, you know, I told him about the guy. I told my mom about the guy, and my mom was like, I think you should call Verizon right now. And we did. And it turns out the phone service was still happening. There weren't any extra charges. So, I'm annoyed your friends let you leave with some rando and you just lost your other method of communication. Listen, yeah, there is some fault to those friends as well. These are people that I weren't necessarily friends with. These were more other students that I was doing an assignment with. I knew them the entire school year. I considered them friends at the time. But, again, you know, there's only so much that you could do with other students in certain situations. So, I can also understand that there was some confusion with them. Certainly it was like on me. But, yeah, again, teens will be teens. But, yeah, the guy took advantage of me to take $400. I still remember the amount. I lost $400 of my own money that I earned from my savings account. I'm glad he didn't get more. That's $400 I'm never getting back. But at the same time, you know, you win some and you lose some, unfortunately. And that was a battle that I would not be able to win. I learned my lesson. I probably will never be in a situation like that ever again in my life, but I did learn my lesson. If I ever was in a situation where some random stranger came up to me and wanted to help me over something and said, like, you know, if I lost my phone, they said, like, hey, I can help you find your phone. I'm like, dude, I can deal with this on my own. Thank you so much for your help and your consideration. I can deal with replacing a phone. I just have to call my service, make them cancel my number so no one else has it. I mean, I also have, like, I paid $400 for a life lesson. Definitely. Like, definitely, it was one of the stupidest moments in my entire life. I regret it. It's not one of the things that I will stay up at night over, but it's definitely one of those things where it's like, I lost $400 at one time. Well, shit. I've certainly made much more than that throughout my lifetime, so I could definitely say, like, I made it back. So, again, I could have lost a lot more. I could have lost my life. At any moment, maybe this guy would have drawn a knife or a gun on me. I don't know. That was one thing that I was actually considering on the side, where I was like, holy shit, if this got worse, you know, I could have had my identity stolen, I could have had my life stolen, I could have had my life threatened for even more money. But this guy just took advantage of my naivete and my gullibility. So, exactly. I mean, phones operate differently. This is like a flip phone. I've had that flip phone. Like, I've had a flip phone for I would say like 10 years. Even when they were obsolete, I still had a flip phone. I hated that flip phone so much. Well, anyway, so to finish off this story, okay, so my mom basically told me to call Verizon. Sure enough, we closed out the phone. My dad was upset with me, but I think he was more upset with the fact that he didn't really know how to handle this situation himself, so he called my mom. So we had to call my mom, who was in Colorado at the time, and she like put her foot down. She was just like, "I'm glad you're alive. Let's just close out the phone. I'm sure it's not going to be a big deal." My dad thought that we lost money on the phone. We didn't. We just had to get it replaced. Thankfully, we had a situation where it was just like, if the phone was like lost or stolen or something, we could get a replacement. It would cost about $30 to get it replaced. I think. So, but yeah, I don't remember how much it was. It just was, it wasn't even a lot though. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, we got a replacement phone. We got all that situated. I think the guy, because there weren't any, calls made, I think the guy was pissed off that I found out soon that this was a grift. So, because I had his number, I actually called him again. And we actually tried to get the police involved. Police were pieces of shit. They didn't do anything. It's like $400? Cry more, baby. I was like, fuck you, police. There's a guy who's grifting people out of money. You have absolutely no idea. They probably thought like, oh, he's white. We're not going to do anything about it. Fuck you. ACAB. Seriously, I hate police. Anyway. Yeah, the police wouldn't do anything. We called him. We tried to get our money back. I mean, it was a futile attempt. He wasn't going to give us our money back. But at least my mom had a nice screaming match with him. When my mom got back from Colorado, she gave him the riot act because he actually tried to grift my mom out of more money and tried to get on her sympathy side and saying like, oh yeah, no, I'm a Christian too, and I'm really like, and my mom was like, you know what? Fuck you. Give my son his money back. And then he got indignant, and he was just like, "Oh, try to get it back from me." It was like, "How dare you?" Blah blah blah. It's like, you really call yourself a Christian? And I was like, and my mom was just kind of like, she knew that we weren't going to get the money back, but she was going to give this guy shit no matter what. That's why I love my mom. She's wonderful. But yeah. Well, I mean, he probably blocked my number after that. I mean, that was like our home number. It wasn't like our cell phone number or anything, because I lost my phone. We had to get a new phone and a new phone number. We just had to get it blocked and everything. So, that's my story of how I got grifted out of $400 of my money. So yeah, that was like, wouldn't be the last time I was scammed of something, but that's a completely different thing. I've been scammed out of other things as well, but life lesson learned. And unfortunately, there's people like that out in the earth, and it sucks. But you just have to kind of be wary about it. And please make sure that your family is informed. Please make sure that your family doesn't because I'm pretty sure there's still people who are scamming and grifting people out of thousands of dollars, people who don't deserve it, because when it comes down to it, they're never going to go against a rich person or something like that. They're never really going to go against and they always say like, oh, they deserved it. It's like, really, fucker? Did this 80-year-old woman who is on life support really deserve to lose thousands of dollars for your benefit? Fuck you. Seriously. Stuff like that really just grills me. Grinds my gears. But yeah. Hope you liked the story. Yeah. That's another Andrew's life lessons in getting scammed out of shit. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot. This is now a vector. This was a drawing that I worked on last night where I didn't realize this was a vector layer for the longest time, and I was wondering, like, why is this so difficult to work in? And it was just like, I didn't stop. I was just like, I just kept going. I wanted to finish this drawing, and I'm like, I don't know why this is so difficult, but I gotta finish this. And then as soon as I'm done, I'm like, oh, it's a vector layer. Whoops. May reiterate that police can suck all the dicks. Yep. Fraud is a constant, ever-changing business. It sure is. Even in the industry. One of these days I'm going to tell that story. One of these days I'm going to be confident enough to say, I got scammed out of an entire TV show and didn't see a cent out of it. Yep. But that's a story for another day. What's the difference between Rasta and vector layers in Clip Studio? I mean, when it comes down here, let me show you. When you have a vector layer, when you make a line, you could select each individual line and change it to your liking. So the stroke that you make, you can bend to your whim. So you see how it makes these lines? Yeah, and you can like make it bigger or smaller as much as you want. It basically just kind of, if you're a vector artist, that probably makes things a little bit easier. For me, I'm not really into vectors, so but it does make some things easier. I once had a bad flu and fell for a phishing email because I couldn't think clear. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Trust on the internet. I actually got scammed on a messaging board to basically give someone our internet information so that they could use our internet and we would pay for it. Thankfully, that got caught really, really fast because if we didn't know about it, we probably would have paid more a month, and it would be like, why is the bill so high? And then you would have to call, our service and say, like, okay, so apparently someone else is using your internet, your account information, and like, that could have been worse, but thankfully it wasn't. So, but that happened through a chat room, and I was very, very early on into the internet. I think I was 16 or something. So that was the trust of that was the day that I learned you can't trust people on the internet. But again, I'm a very trusting person. I have I hate to say this, I have a big heart, which is not very, it's not very, I guess it's naive to say, or not very noble to say, or what's it called, like, I don't know. I honestly, when it comes down to it, it's like, I will say that I'm a very trusting person, and people will take advantage of that. And it has been taken advantage of several times in my life. So, I lost the trust of several people because I was too trusting. And, nothing I can do about that. I'm thankful for the friends that I do have and I can trust. But, whoa. Sorry, my headset sound got way loud for some reason. Yeah, I'm a human being. We all are, You're kind of shocked about the size of Misty's bill, but then I remember you're in Cali. Oh, is that a California thing? I just think it's an American thing. I just... Medical expenses are just through the roof no matter what. But it's an accumulation of her initial appointment, the x-rays, the fact that she has to stay at the kennel for the next 5 days until her surgery, and then the surgery itself. So all of that really adds up. So yeah, when I saw someone post on Instagram said, like, why is the bill so high? I only had to pay £300 for when my cat broke her leg. And I was like, pounds, because you're in Europe. I'm very certain that it's very different healthcare where you're from as opposed to how it is for us. And I think we're getting... Speaking of scams, we're being scammed daily. We're being scammed daily just for our health care. But nothing, I don't think anything ever is good because we got stupid fucking idiots who keep thinking socialized healthcare is a bad thing because it's linked with communism and whatever the fuck Red Scare shit that everyone is being an idiot about. God, fuck Trump and everyone that ever is a Republican. Fuck all of y'all if you're a Republican. And I'm not afraid to say that. But yeah, it's like... Yeah, I don't know. It's like... I feel like at any point, if it changes, people are going to be indignant about it no matter what. But, yeah, our healthcare system sucks, man. No, don't go with this all politicians are sketchy thing. It's just, there's clearly people, there's clearly a group of people that is definitely making it a fucking nightmare to even try and to even have, like, a decent life. Anyway, I don't want to keep talking about this. Our current health crisis has more to do with insurance companies having absolutely control over prices. True. I mean, it's true. There's ways to fix it, but we're not doing it. That's what the problem is that I feel, is that we know the solutions, but we're so fucking scared to do it because Uncle Moneybags told us that we shouldn't do it because reasons, and mostly it's hidden reasons that we'll lose money, right? Hey, is this something we'll lose money over? Yeah, we can't lose, $1 million over this. You know? It's really just a shitty situation that we're in, isn't it? Anyway, listen, again, when it comes down to it, there are people and folks that you can trust, and they are trying. We do want to make things better. We want to help others. We want to honestly, we want to do something without an ulterior motive. That's the thing, and it's like I'm so tired of people who say, like, oh, they're only being nice because they want something else in return. And I'm like, Well, that's true for some people, but can you not lump everyone to make us constantly question ourselves? Because I know there are people who genuinely have a good heart. Not everything they do is perfect, but they have a good heart and they want to see other people strive as well as themselves. Because, it's so terrible. I think it's worse to think the worst of everyone when, not everyone is out to ladder climb. I often feel when someone is going, oh, you're only doing this because, you want to either, get a higher paying job, or you want to get into a higher position, or you want a place of power, or you want to manipulate someone, or you want to get in someone's pants. It's like, when someone attacks you for that, I would question them, because when they immediately go to that suggestion, it's like, wait, why do you go into that mentality immediately? Why are you attacking this person? Do you have this ability? Do you have, these feelings of where, everything that you do has an ulterior motive? And that you want to control things? Really, really contemplate on that. Because I really do feel, and I don't want to say, question everything about a certain person if they do this or that, because there's no point in it. Just, sometimes people are just nice to be nice. Some people want to be nice, and they know it either makes them feel good or makes them feel happy that there is a selfishness to it where, yeah, I want to feel good for making someone else feel good. And if this helps me to gain something, what's the problem with that? What's the problem with gaining something if you're helping someone else out as well? I don't know, maybe am I weird in thinking that? I know I'm on a freaking tirade right now. It's just, I guess I've always kind of been wary about stuff like this, because I don't necessarily want to keep believing the worst in people. I know there's people that I shouldn't trust, and I'm not going to trust them, and I don't want to. I've already had my experiences with these people, and I don't trust them for what they've done, not only to people that I know, but to myself. And if I sincerely feel that trust is lost, I don't need to trust these people. That's fine. I can move on from that. But if someone is going sending out retweets for people who are asking for commissions, or for asking for GoFundMe help, or asking to donate to charities, and if you want to spread the word about that because it makes you feel good, it's like, why do you feel like there's an ulterior motive for that? I hate this ulterior motive shit. It's like, what do you feel you would gain wanting to be friendly with folks and wanting to help them? And it's like, I know that there's a certain level where you kind of should be wary about something, because I've already been in situations myself where I completely misread the messages of certain folks, or the what is it called? I've misread the boundaries for some people, where it's like I would, I would say something either very flirty or very jokey with someone, and then they would attack me about it and say like, how dare you say that? And I'm like, oh. And I've certainly been indignant about it, and it's like, oh, wait, that wasn't really my intention. Why did you do that? But it was one of those situations where I'm like, I realize, listen, I've misread the boundaries. I'm sorry that I said that. I sincerely just wanted to be a part of something that you are a part of, and I completely misread it, and I overstepped the boundaries, and I shouldn't have done it. But those are the breaks. Them's the breaks. That's what happens. You learn from it, you move on. If this person doesn't talk to me ever again, that's fine. I've already broken up that trust between us, and it's like, I'm sorry, it just happened. But to continuously think that someone has an ulterior motive, it's like, I don't know. There's like maybe some people have that trust issue, and I don't blame them. I don't blame people for not wanting to trust someone. Like a stranger that doesn't know or is like on a level of, oh god, what is the word again? Shoot, I'm like losing words left and right here. The parasocial relationship that happens a lot, especially on social media, where it's like, I see a person that I really like and I like the art of. I want to make friends with them, so I'm going to act friendly to them. We're being friends, and we're going back and forth, and now we are friends because we've made that judgment where we can say to ourselves like, hey, they spoke to me a couple times, now we're buddies, I can say whatever I want to them because we're on that, we're on that level. And really, you kind of have to not be in that kind of situation. You have to like take yourself out of that, because it's not true. Sometimes people just want to have that distance with their social media. They don't want to have millions of friends, and they shouldn't. They I am quite content with talking to the amount of friends that I do have and talking to them on a trusting level. And in the same regards, I have the trust to talk about certain subjects like this one to people on the internet while I'm streaming and drawing shit. Hoping that someone will kind of learn just from the things that I say and the things that I've experienced and the things that I've had to go through. It's like, I honestly just, we all learn in different situations, and sometimes we learn from others, sometimes we learn on our own. But I all I can say is, please just make sure that you stick to friends that you know and trust, and not try to create parasocial relationships with people on social media unless they're open to that kind of thing, because most of the time they are not. They do not want to engage in such things because they can get hurt from that. I've gotten hurt from stuff like that. Other people have gotten hurt from that. It's just one of those things where you have to really just kind of stop yourself and say, is this worth it? Is this worth the aggravation to work hard over? And if they don't give me the reaction that I want, should I back off, or should I act indignant and make this person a fucking villain for the rest of my life? You know what I mean? I've had people who have basically made me their public enemy number one because I didn't react in the way that they wanted me to react about something. Like, if I didn't like a certain thing that they liked, I was suddenly public enemy number one and on their most wanted list. And also in situations where it's like I said the wrong thing to them, or they misinterpreted something that I was saying, and all of a sudden we're like in a situation where it's like I'm talking to a person as if I was at the dinner table with them and I said something offensive during Thanksgiving, and now I'm getting like the riot act on this person, like they're right in front of me and going like, how dare you say that, and I like this and blah blah blah. And I was like, do I know you? It's like the person's from another family that I've not really been introduced to well enough. And it's like I'm trying to make I'm mixing up my metaphors here, but can you understand that sort of concept where it's like all of a sudden you're being chewed out by someone you've never met over something that you have absolutely no control over. And it's like you're just kind of wondering, it's like, wait, what did I say wrong? I don't know you. Who are you? I mean, I guess I shouldn't have said that, but at the same time, I'm not really into My Little Pony, so, you know. You know what I mean? It's much different if it's like you're being a dickhead, but it's like, you know. I just want to basically... I just want to reinstate that parasocial relationships online are very, very difficult to both try to keep yourself distanced from. I would just say, do your best to make your best judgments. Don't overstep your boundaries. Don't think that you could say certain things to someone just because, you're following them or they said something to you once. I have to tell myself that. It's like, every once in a while, it's like, I know someone who is very friendly, very nice, and I follow them, and most of the time, I just think to myself, do I want to say this certain thing to them after what they said? Do I know them enough? Is it really worth me just coming out and stating something to this person? Do we have enough of a trusting concept of each other to want to do that? So, I've been called toxic and mentally unstable just for blocking people. Well, see, the thing is, when you block people, you have the right to block people. I have the right to be blocked by other people. If they don't want to deal with me, that's fine. I don't care. I can deal with other things. If I block a person, that means I don't want to deal with them anymore. It doesn't mean you're mentally unstable. It means you want to be mentally capable of realizing, I don't want to deal with this person. It doesn't matter if they disagree with me on something or whatever. It's like, listen, I made my decision. If you don't like what I have to say, you don't have to deal with me. And I am forcing that border right now, where you need to back off. And if they have a problem with you being blocked, that means that they're not mentally capable of dealing with the I guess the stress of being blocked by someone. I mean, like, listen, I've also dealt with that insecurity where it's like, oh no, someone blocked me because I don't know. But do I want to find out why, or do I want to just live worry-free about something? And I would rather, and it's like, there's some cases where I'm just like, I'm sad that I've been blocked by this person. I would like to I would like to have a reason to discuss with them civilly about certain things, and but if they don't want to deal with that, maybe I shouldn't deal with that. I shouldn't put that on myself. I need to find myself more capable to distance myself from a situation that would mentally harm me in some way. I shouldn't let this worry me as much as it does. It's like, seriously, just like, you're allowed to block someone, you're allowed to be blocked, deal with it. You're gonna die on that hill. If someone has you blocked, there's a reason for it. Don't harass them further. That's only proving their point. You know what I mean? I like that Custer Sword just like posted an emote of Bob Ross. And I was just like thinking to myself, oh, hi, Toxic. I was just thinking to myself of the subjects that I'm talking about. If Bob Ross, okay, I'm the complete opposite of Bob Ross in every way right now, because it's like, Bob Ross is like, okay, we're gonna take some time and make a happy little tree, okay? So, oh, look at this happy little tree. Doesn't that make you just feel wonderful? Yeah. We're gonna take this tree and we're gonna give it some flowers and just make you feel really nice and forget all your troubles. And here I am drawing, like, okay, we're drawing a mouse. Fuck society. Fuck everyone. Oh, and she isn't a mouse, she's a hamster. I'm sorry, Key. You're a hamster. I should make that where she gets really offended if you call her a mouse. Same energy. I am anti Bob Ross. I'm like, I love Bob Ross. I mean, honestly, I could watch. Is the Twitch channel still around? It has to be if that emote's still around. But I freaking love that guy. I used to watch him on TV. God, what was the name? There was a Japanese guy that was on like some ungodly numbered channel back in the day, and I don't know if he's still around, but he would basically do these really beautiful ink paintings, watercolors. Yeah, they were just these beautiful. He was basically Japanese Bob Ross, and I loved him. I loved watching him, and I forgot his name. If anyone could tell me what his name was, that'd be great. I'm having whiplash. I just came from the Bob Ross Twitch channel. Oh, thanks, Pathetic. That's yeah. That is a bit of a emotional whiplash. Oh God. Okay, welcome to my channel. You're gonna fuck everything. I draw a mouse. This is how you draw a mouse. The only way you could draw a mouse. If you don't draw it this way, fuck you. Shibasaki? Is that his name? Shibasaki. I'm gonna have to look this up. Give me a second. I'm the Iron Sheik of Bob Ross painting. Yeah, this is the guy. I think this is the guy. Healing watercolor art. Maybe. If this is the same guy. But he was like, it was like his happy little no shit. Ah, you see this tree here? Fuck this tree! This tree shouldn't be there! So we're going to bulldoze this tree! Fuck fuck this fucking tree! This tree doesn't belong here! He's making all the other trees feel like shit! Has anyone ever done like a sketch for that? I feel like that would be a hilarious like sketch comedy thing where someone is like this wrestler is basically telling you how to paint, but it's the completely opposite emotional feeling of Bob Ross. It's like instead of making you, it just makes you angrier. It had to have been done. There's no way an idea like that has not been made. What is happening to my poor AWD? Oh, like, I'm fine. I was just basically telling folks about shitty situations and stuff like that, and ulterior motives and all that. Honestly, listen, you guys should know better. You do you. Just be nice to people. Just be nice to people. And don't do it for something in return. Just do it because you'd like to be nice. That's, you know. With that regards, I'm still going to give sketch requests for people who have given me donations over $100 for my cat. That's just really nice. He's the angry artist you've ever heard. Take care, Johnny. Thanks for joining in. Excuse me. But there's a banh mi place called Pickle at in Garden Grove, Orange County. And I love the banh mi sandwich. It is so delicious. It has like it's pickled radish, carrot, cilantro, jalapenos, chicken, and I can't remember the sauce. It's like it's not really a spicy sauce or anything, but it's really, really nice and creamy, and it's just a really delicious sandwich, and it's a big sandwich too. So for $4, I think you're really getting your money's worth. I would pay more for that kind of sandwich, honestly. But I would get this sandwich every day if I had a chance. Unfortunately, there are no banh mi places near me. So I think there is a banh mi place in Burbank, but it's like, you know, it's a little far for me, and also it's a restaurant. It's not really like this place, Pickle. You can actually drive through. It's a drive-through that you can get from. So, you know, it's really, I can't speak highly enough about this place, and I'm really glad that they do business there, because I always worry most of the time. It's like, is this place going to be sustainable It's like, is this going to make enough business that's just going to stick around for a while? Thankfully, for the past couple years now, it's still been around, and every time I pass by there, it is packed. Even right now, it's like, I mean, there's a line going around this drive-through, and they have like all kinds of sandwiches. They have whatchamacallit, egg rolls. Taste a certain way, which I find really weird. And I'm wondering, is that for like all foods, or is it just cilantro? Because there's certain foods that I just frickin' can't stand the taste of. And I don't know if that's just because of how they taste, or if I have like a gene that makes them taste bad to me. So, but I freaking love cilantro. Cilantro, I put that on pizza. I'm putting it in my teriyaki bowls now, because I had a chicken bowl with, like, it was like a spicy chicken bowl, but it had cilantro in it, and it made, it just, I really liked the flavor that it brought out in it. Excuse me. And, yeah, I don't know. It's like, I'd put that on everything if I could. I mean, obviously, it's not good on everything. There are limitations. There are limitations to that. But, it is very good. I mean, there's like it's like certain food mixes that are just not really that good. Oregano is great for pizza subs. Pizza subs, huh? You know, I haven't I haven't really had like excuse me, I don't know. I must have gotten some water down the wrong pipe. Excuse me. I was laughing too hard about anti-Bob Ross. What was I talking about? Like you know, certain food combinations just don't go well together. Like, you know, I won't always do it, and I know it's sacrilege, but I do like having ranch sauce on a pizza. It depends on the pizza. Now listen to me. Certain pizza that I will have, I will sauce. I will either dip it in barbecue sauce or ranch or buffalo sauce, because sometimes the kind of pizza just needs extra flavor on it. I love buffalo chicken pizza. That has cilantro on it. I'd love that. There's like a what is it? I don't want to say Sparrows, not Sparrows. Shakey's. Shakey's has my favorite pizza it has my absolute favorite buffalo chicken style pizza because they have cilantro on it. I don't like onions on it for some reason. That onions always really make me feel bad afterwards. Like I don't really have like an aversion to onions, but most of the time, depending how they're prepared, it always makes me feel like queasy. Which sucks. I would like to like onions. But it's one of those vegetables where I'm just like, hey, if I can have the option of not eating onions on something, yeah, pizza does sound pretty good right now. I wish I could make my own pizza right now, honestly. A friend of mine. Okay, I'm coughing a lot. I really apologize. But a friend of mine showed a picture of their homemade pizza, and it's like, can I get the recipe? And first off, after I wrote that, I was like, well, obviously, you know what's on a fucking pizza. But I guess what I'm mostly asking for is like, what are the brands? What are the brands of your cheese? Where did you get your cheese? Where did you get your pepperoni? Where did you get the sauce? What kind of sauce are you using? And of course they reply with cheese, sauce, pepperoni, and dough. And I'm like, fuck you. Because I feel like most of the time when I make my own pizza, I'm really not getting the right ingredients because I'm getting like, oh, what I don't even know what the brands are. I don't even care enough to know. I just know like, oh, here's some crust, here's some dough. And they have some sauce that's right next to it, and I'll pick that up. Oh, and some Hormel pepperoni thick clusters that I could also put on there for the convenience of the fact that I'm just putting. It's just easy and within arm's reach, and then I'm putting it all in the grocery cart, But I'm later learning that, wow, all of these ingredients together makes for a really shitty pizza. And I'm, like, putting sauces on it, and I'm putting, spices on it. I'm putting cilantro on it. I'm trying to put oregano on it. And, all of these are not really helping the pizza. It's just making it worse. I keep thinking like, oh, maybe if I put these, spices on there, it'll make it taste better. But ultimately, it doesn't. It's just making the pizza worse. And then I have shitty pizza that I made. And I don't learn my lesson. It's like when I make my pizza, I feel like, oh, this is the only way that I'm ever going to be able to make pizza. I haven't been to a Trader Joe's in a long time, so I don't know what kind of sauces I could get there. I don't know what kind of pizza ingredients that I could get there. I would love to just ask someone, please, if you make a recipe for your pizza, tell people what the exact brands are of the because just saying cheese or sauce or something like that, it's like, that's not really helping, because anyone can do that. Literally, I mean, it's obvious that anyone could do that. But, it's another thing to tell them, the exact kind of ingredients that you need. So, I'm just saying. Either way, I can't make a pizza tonight. I don't think if I even want to buy one. Tillamook cheddar cheese. Yeah, I've had Tillamook as well. I don't think cheddar cheese is all that good on a pizza, though. But I could be wrong. Never really I don't know. For some reason, I never really thought tomato sauce isn't used in our pizza because I'm not... Oh, I see. Deli pepperoni. I should get deli meats a lot more often. I just always worry that they get bad really fast because I'm the only person in my house. So if I get, and I can only go grocery shopping so often. So if I get something, I usually get stuff in bulk if they can last for a while. But if I'm getting something, if I'm getting veggies or like meats and deli stuff, I have to really consider how long is it going to be until I make this? Because I'm not going to be back for another couple weeks to go grocery shopping. So I better make sure that this is something that will last, and usually it doesn't. Domino's coming in hot over here. You know what? I have to be honest. Out of all the delivery pizzas that I've had, Domino's has honestly been the best. I can't stand Pizza Hut anymore. I hate Pizza Hut. It has become my least favorite ever since they stopped making very they used to have a spicy sauce. And it was really good, and I liked it because it was kind of had a zing to it. Then they stopped doing it because I think someone complained it was too spicy. And I'm like, that should just be Pizza Hut. Just make a spicy sauce. But then they stopped doing that, and I couldn't. I just, ever since, Pizza Hut has become the lowest tier pizza for me. Can I ask some really, really old work of yours? Okay, Kino, shoot. What is this really, really old work of mine? Oh my god, Vinny's playing right now. I'll watch it later. What was the story behind Wild Chasers? Well, I wanted to make an anthro version of F-Zero. And that's kind of pure and simple. Man, it really kind of fucked up my throat, didn't I? I basically based all of those characters off of people that I knew. Which honestly kind of hindered it, because a lot of those people ended up being very terrible, unfortunately. So, I had to kind of... I didn't really want to come back to it because there's a lot of, people attached to it that I don't really want to deal with. Bob Ross and me. Well, tell Bob Ross thank you. Man, that Bob Ross, what a swell guy. He's looking out for everyone. kind of a Roomies situation. You know, in a way, Roomies I have like other problems with. It's just the characters aren't really based on anyone specific. I mean, I guess Andy Cat is kind of connected to me in some way, but he kind of became his own character that I just wish I didn't call him Andy. It's like, that's my biggest mistake. And now everyone thinks like, oh, you based yourself off of this character. And I'm like, sorta, but not anymore. And now everyone thinks like, oh, who's this character based off of? Who's this character based off of? And like, no one. These are characters that just kind of made up. All of the characters that potentially were based off of someone are no longer... I don't even consider them characters. So, they're all gone. All of those... When I started the comic, there was no connection to any other character in Roomies. But other situations involved outside of it while I was working on the comic kind of keep me from wanting to go back to it, because I have PTSD about it. It's an unfortunate thing that happened, and it just kind of ruined it for me. And you know, but Wild Chasers it was like, that's something I would love to get. I would love to go back to those characters and kind of reinvent all of them, and maybe trim it down to about at least 8 characters. Get someone to help me make 3D models of them and their vehicles. Excuse me, voice crack. I would love to get someone to help me make like very low poly models of the characters and just kind of do a mock-up of what it would look like. And that would be great. I would love to do that. If anyone wants to volunteer for that, I will be more than happy to provide character designs for anyone to make models of. And it would be a project of passion, because I cannot pay for that kind of thing. I would like to, but if we could make like a proof of concept sort of thing, make about 8 characters, I would love to go back and work on Wild Chasers as a game concept, because I have a lot of lore to that game. I had a lot of plans about the designs of characters and their relations to each other, but given the roster now, I would kind of trim it down and then just kind of see if it would just build up from that. So you never know. I know a guy who does some stuff about 3D models created between jobs. Yeah, okay. Well, that's the thing. Again, yeah, I can't pay. This is not something that I can't really pay for this sort of thing. So again, it's like, I would love to do something like this, but it really has to do if another person is willing to write on this for just for like a lark. Like, not even, maybe just one model. If we could get one model made and a proof of concept for it, then maybe we could just work off of that. And then I could just create some designs and see, But, I don't know. It's just like, it's something that could maybe be talked about in the future. Do I have any good advice on how to start a comic book you'd want to share? Just do it. Just come up with make a couple pages of your idea, and then send it out there and see if people dig it. Like, have a couple character pieces. Excuse me. But like I said, if I do the Wild Chasers thing again, I would have to reinvent the designs. Well, that's great. That's great. I mean, I'm glad you'd like to volunteer. Let's figure this out. Uh-oh. What's this now? Oh, so someone's messaging me. Show me your work, Joe. If you want to like email me or something, show me your work. Maybe we could just do something for a lark. We'll see. All right, where am I right now? Nope, that's not the model sheet that I need. Where is this? Nope, and she's not in that either. Oh my gosh. Where is this? Oh, found it. Okay. Sorry, I was looking for reference to the character, and for some reason, I felt I lost it. And all this talk about pizza, now I want pizza! I don't know if I deserve pizza tonight, though. I might actually go out and get some ingredients and make one my own. But I do have other work that I have to get done tonight, so... What time is it anyway? It's like 6 o'clock already? Gosh. Time really flew. Bob Ross wants you to have pizza. Oh, well, that's really nice of Bob Ross. You tell Bob Ross thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't stop thinking about a hamster in a Zoom meeting with a filter on and saying, I'm not a mouse. I'm not a cat. I'm not a mouse. It's happening. Whoa. Was that an earthquake? Or was that a truck driving by? Because I just felt like a little bit of a shake. Or is that just me? Because I've been shaking a lot today. I'm like making sure I hydrate and everything, but I've been really, really shaky lately. Let's see. Earthquake, Terremoto, M2.9 strikes, 16 Granada, Spain. That's... Nope. There have been a lot of earthquakes because of the volcano that's erupted in Iceland. I am not going to pronounce that country or place or whatever it is, because I've never heard of it, I've never heard it pronounced, and I'm not going to try. Ontario reported 3.0 2 hours ago. I mean, wait, Ontario, California? Or Ontario, Canada? Canada. Okay, well, alright. Then it wouldn't have been anywhere near me. Wanna hear how I made $12 off GameStop today? Okay. How did you make $12 off GameStop today? Did you sell Xenoblade 2? Bought a copy of Destiny 2 from them for 70 cents, then went to a pawn store and traded it for a $12 game. Well, I mean, congrats. What was the game you traded off for, or what did you buy for 70 cents? What game was that? Was it like Wii Circus games or something? Yeah, I'm shaking. It's not an earthquake. Sorry, everyone. I'm like... Yeah, this is too, I need to learn perspective on this first, before I draw it. Bought Destiny 2 for the PS4 for 40 cents. Destiny 2? Really? For 40 cents? At a GameStop? I don't know anything about Destiny 2, honestly, so I don't know why I'm questioning that. Good on you, though. Good on you. Congratulations. GameStop, you just got played. And what is the game that you got from the pawn store, then? WWF game for the Game Boy Advance. Oh, okay. Is it any good? I've never really played any wrestling games. Man. The only reason that's keeping me from wanting to buy a pizza is because it's like I'm not in the mood, honestly. It's just people have been talking about it, and I really don't want to get Domino's or something like that, though. Other pizza place, I think there's like some other pizza places. You know what? It's really weird. I want a heart-shaped pizza. And I know it's like it's so dumb and not really, and I don't even know if it's good. But the fact that the pizza is heart-shaped, I kind of want it just on the basis that it's shaped like a heart. He once bought the entire original Japanese imported Card Captor series collection for $10. Oh, that's pretty good. That's nice. Man, I still regret not getting Gotcha Force when I had the chance. Heart-shaped, really, fam? Yeah. I want a heart-shaped pizza. I want to eat my heart in pizza. I want to eat my heart out. The hell music am I listening to right now? It's in Russian. Weird. What am I drawing right now? I'm drawing my comic. I wasn't able to get this done in time because a lot of I usually get these done in the middle of the week, but considering everything that's been happening, I'm kind of late on it, so. What's a pattern that I could? She's like a. She's the daughter of a goth, so she's gonna have like goth stuff. I mean, skulls are kind of obvious, but I can't really think of anything else. Could have been spiders. Would have been funny. Take care, Jamo. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by. Heart-shaped food just tastes better, probably. It probably won't. It's more of a. Seems more of a gimmick than an actual good food option. So. trying to think of a baby spider toy or something. Yeah, bats are a good idea too. Oh, I could do, yeah, that's actually a good idea. Well, it's good that you're taking your time on it. That's cool. Take care, Kino. Thank you for coming by, and thank you so much. Misty will be fine, and I'm also hoping for the best. If anyone's new here, thank you for joining in. I currently have a GoFundMe for my cat who's going to undergo surgery on Wednesday, and it's going to cost me about a little under $6,000. So any little bit helps, and it's much appreciated. So I probably should have a link somewhere, but I mean, if you go to my Twitter, it's on my front page. So please, it's pinned on my front page of Twitter. So I would appreciate any sort of help. Do appreciate it. No obligation. It's there. Just letting folks know. It's kind of the thing that I'm going through right now, and things will be dealt with. And folks have been very, very, very supportive and helpful with that. So I thank all of you for the appreciation, the at least even if you just spread the word about it, that helps me as well. And because you never know, maybe someone will see it and think like, oh, I would want to help support that, even though I don't know this person, which happens, Man, every time I tell people about this bill, I always kind of wonder. It's just like, are these vets like putting me through are they stringing me along? Well, they're going to give me an itemized list anyway, because it's all adds up. It's like, she has to stay at the clinic. So every day it's costing me that she's there. The surgery itself, of course, is probably going to be the most expensive thing. But also the x-ray, her medication, because she needs pain medication. So they're issuing that to her, of course. And what else? Yeah, of course, I said the X-rays and the initial visit, and yeah, it all kind of adds up. But if she was with me, until Wednesday. It probably wouldn't cost as much, but I would probably still need the pain medication to apply it to her, and I'd have to watch her 24/7 because she can't run or jump anywhere, and I know she's a 10-month-old kitty. She's gonna do whatever she wants. I think it's better that she's at the clinic, so she'll be okay. She's taken care of. They've been giving me updates on her now and then, and it's been very, very helpful. They've been very nice. They've been very understanding. I think, like, you know, for me, it's like, it's more just my nervousness of not having had gone through this before. So, you know, but she's going to be taken care of. There are other people who have dealt with this sort of situation with cats. What's going on with my cat? She broke her arm. She has a fracture over her radius and her ulna, which, you know, is your forearm. So she got that. She got a fracture. Thankfully, it wasn't worse than that. But what it ends up being is that they have to have surgery on her. They're going to put a plate there so it heals faster and it won't be as painful for her when she's healing. And then she's going to have to go through her healing process, which will take a while, but I've been informed several times that, you know, this is a standard procedure. It's not the only time, and it's very common that this happens. It's just unfortunate that it happened to her because, you know, she must have run into something. I'm still baffled as to what exactly happened to her. I think my biggest guess is that the shampoo bottle fell on her arm when she was running out of my bathroom. Which just, you know, I'm upset that I let this happen, but I can't really blame myself, so it just sucks that it happened, and I feel bad, and I just want her to be okay, you know? She's one of the best things that have ever happened to me, and Mooney is also as well. Mooney is, nothing bad happened to her, but she's at home right now, giving me comfort, and she's worried about her sister as well. But they'll be back. She'll be spry as ever once this is taken care of. And I just have to keep telling myself that she'll be okay, and I'll be okay, and you know, these things happen. It's unfortunate. I hate that it happens, but it happens. Take care, JV. I really appreciate it. I need to not be afraid to get a second opinion from doctor's vet. There is a chance, even small, that something is misdiagnosed. Sounds like your cat is in good hands, though. You know, I considered that as well, but I honestly think that they'll take care of her. I'm gonna, continue talking to them, because there are some concerns that I have, specifically if having a plate in her arm is going to hinder her growth, or if there's going to be complications later in life with it because she's 10 months old, and if she has something in her arm, is it going to cause problems later in her life? So I just want to make sure that that's all squared off. And I also want to look at her x-rays, but I'm going to get all of that information on Monday, hopefully. I still have to hear from my tax people because I have no idea what I have to pay for my taxes, or if I highly doubt I'm getting a return. There is probably no way I'm getting a return this year, and I'm just expecting that to be my next expense. And I also have to pay for my... I've said all this before. I had to pay for a replacement on my HVAC, which is the central air unit in my house. And that's an unfortunate expense that I need to get actually taken care of immediately. Because if I wait longer, it's going to be more expensive because I don't know what it is, but it's like, I guess like when spring and summer starts, they get more expensive to get replaced because, I don't know, they're higher in demand or something like that. I don't know. Either way, it's not as expensive as I thought it would be, but it's still going to be a good chunk of change. So, you live in Cali, go collect cans. I do not have enough cans in the world to be able to regain the amount of money that I need. So I do collect cans though, because I drink a lot of seltzer water. I really shouldn't, because there's implications with that as well, but I like seltzer water. I wish like the kind of drinks that I get are like they're more available in bottle form, but I haven't seen them. Okay, I think I'm done for now. I do appreciate everyone who came by. So, thank you so much for dropping by, listening to me rant. I know a lot of people came and went. It was nice to see them visit. So, yeah, everyone take care. Hopefully, I highly doubt, but maybe by the end of the weekend, I'll probably have made up all the funds that I need. But it's gonna be the GoFundMe is gonna be up until I can make back what I spent for this surgery. But I appreciate all of your well wishes and your help and nice words. So thank you so much. So please take care, and maybe I'll stream again sometime. I just need to get some more work done tonight. Anyway, good night, everyone. Be well. Game Bear.